Hi there. Welcome to part three of this three-part series on the common mistakes that students make in the application process. Now, in the previous two videos, I talked about mistakes students make when creating a college shortlist and also in considering which universities to apply for and the criteria to be used. My name is Anand Venkatesh, and I'm the founder and mentor of this platform called mentorscapital.com. And based on our network of mentors and their experiences, we've compiled this very handy list for you, list of mistakes that you should avoid in your own admission journey. Right. Now, applying to a university can really be pressurizing, especially because top universities will need you to stand out from the crowd, showcase achievements and qualities in your personality that really stand you apart. Right now, in this extreme competition, it's quite common a mistake that students make, which is to plagiarize either from friends or past successful applicants in their family, or outsource the creation of the application to an agency, to an external agency. Right now, while we also consult students, who are applying to universities abroad, and we make sure that these kind of mistakes don't happen. But let me still try and help you understand, what exactly goes wrong here. Now, when universities are asking you to create an application, they probably, are going to ask for your resume, the things that you've done in your academics, co-curriculars, and extracurricular activities. They'll ask you to put together a statement of purpose and maybe answer a few other essays to determine your motivation, your abilities, right? And finally, some of them will also, in fact, most of them will also ask you to submit letters of recommendation, both academic and otherwise, from people who've known you in your life. Now, the idea here is that if you outsource this work, and you get somebody else to write it, or maybe plagiarize it, copy it from a previous application that was successful, then you're putting yourself under grave risk. Remember, admission committees have been doing this job for time immemorial, right? So they know, and they assess your documents, and they read your essays, and they compare the resume with your what you've written in your statement of purpose, or what your recommender is writing about you. Then it's easy for them to spot patterns and find inconsistencies in your application. And these things can really go wrong for you in a very quick spiral, because once you get shortlisted, it's also quite common that universities share these kind of informations with each other. So I would really recommend that you avoid doing this at all costs. In any case, I also very strongly believe that it is your story to tell, right? And it should be really told by you, right? In all its detail, in a very creative, expressive manner that also communicates your aspirations, and your deepest qualities and desires, and present it in a manner which is very authentic, right? Now, you should try to do this. Obviously, you can take help of mentors, of consultants who might help you, through the planning process, through thinking about what to be, highlighted in your essays, which is exactly what we do, right? We don't really write application essays, but we collaborate with students and help them write the essay in the best possible manner. And that's the kind of consultant that you want to speak to, right? Somebody who helps you express exactly who you are and what you stand for in the application essays, in every single document that you furnish to the university that you're applying to. Right now, this mistake is a common one, as is the next mistake that students make, which is to start too late. Right, either starting really late in the application journey, right before the deadlines, or maybe not planning the application process well. Right now, both of these mistakes can cost you, because remember, applications admission committees have a very tough task, and they don't really entertain delays on incomplete applications. And so poor planning on your part can really cost you, right? It could cost you a whole year, or it would cost you, the chance to study at your dream university, right? Now, what do I mean by planning, right? Now, here is a quick sort of summary of all the things that you need to plan, and hence, which is why I also recommend that you start early. Number one, start early, in terms of shortlisting your schools, because now that's where you get a clear idea of what universities, what departments need for assessing a candidate, right? So starting early, I mean, start looking at universities at least a year in advance. Try to look at the university web pages, try to assess the kind of profiles they need. Some things that we talked about in our previous couple of videos will need to be done at least a year in advance, right? Now, once you have a handle on all the admission requirements, and even the individual essays that you need to write, remember, every written submission, you needs to go through multiple drafts, right? Once you write a first draft, you should be smart enough to show it around to your parents or mentors, maybe some friends or even seniors who walk the same path and can give you good advice on what needs to be standing out in your application, and what exactly is the university or the department looking for in the perfect candidate, right? So make sure that you allow yourself enough time to edit and re-edit your essays, and similarly, right, besides application essays, a big requirement is 2 or 3 letters of recommendation. Now, whether it's somebody from your school or college who's giving you a recommendation, make sure that you give them enough time, right? And in fact, but when I say give them enough time, it's always a smart idea to also give them a draft, right? So which means you need to give yourself time to first list down your interactions with the recommender, the kind of projects you did, the kind of subjects that he or she taught you, and what kind of an impression you possibly could have left on his or her mind, right? So all of these details need to be first, put together by you, drafted into a letter, maybe a draft or two of, those, points, and then sending it over to the recommender, and then giving him or her some time to complete the application from their end, right? So that's at the recommenders. And similarly, you also need to sort of clearly establish all the, document requirements, such as the transcripts from your school or university, your own personal documents, maybe financial, maybe otherwise, that you might need to furnish. And if you've done your pre-work planning carefully, you will also know whether the university requires any sort of evaluation or assessment by an independent agency such as WES, right? So knowing that beforehand will help you complete these processes in time, and not put you under any pressure at the last minute. A point to also keep in mind is that most admissions tend to happen in rounds, right? And the earlier you apply, if you can hit the earlier rounds, then the chances of your admission almost double, if not close to it, right? So you do want to give yourself that added advantage of having a greater acceptance rate, right? So plan early, be prepared, and also make sure that you do your research properly, which will really help you in this process, right? Now, our services are pretty comprehensive. I did say you should start about a year in advance. So if you reach out to us in a year in advance, then we can help you, shortlist universities. First, maybe assess your profile and your requirements, and then give you handhold you through the shortlisting process. Try and figure out, which schools you should be applying to. Give you a recommended list to begin with, and then help you, through the process of narrowing it down to maybe 5 or 10 that you would finally apply to. We can also, backed by our big pool of mentors, we can also not just help you with assessing universities and programs, but also in preparing for standardized tests like the SAT or the GRE or the GMAT, and get a great score that improves your chances. And finally, if the program you're applying for has additional assessments, right, besides the application essays and the letters of recommendations, if they have a video assessment, if they have a personal interview, then we can also help you tackle that, right? Now, remember, our results are completely based on our ability to connect with the student at an individual level, and also the expertise that we've built up backed by our vast pool of mentors. Right. Well, if you like this video, do give me a thumbs up. Click on the link in the description to visit our website. That's www.mentorscapital.com. You can also write into me. The contact details are given in the description. If you have any queries, I'd be glad to answer those. Wish you all the very best. And in case you have any suggestions for what I should be talking about in future videos, do comment on this video. Thank you. Have a great day.